I'm seeing that there is a lot of different opinions around what happened to Charlie Kirk. While I will say this, leaving this world in a violent, horrific way, I would not wish that on anyone. However, quick and painless, you know, like instant death. Meaningful, not random or accidental. After having the opportunity to have created great impact in society, is not the worst way I could think of going. I would rather go like that than like suffer on a hospital bed for years, like I've seen a lot of my ancestors do in this nation. Just being guinea pigs. I definitely could understand the loved ones grieving the loss of more time with him and also not wanting to be left with that visual. But again, for me, and I'm almost 50, I could think of worser ways to go, So I just have a different, my brain works different, and some people will say, oh, the violence is horrible. And I think it's because, seeing it is horrible. Like having to see a human being, because we prize human beings above all else. Being that this is America, there's going to be an emphasis placed on attractive Christian, heterosexual, Caucasian men. Like, we'll literally say, that's dehumanizing. And I'm starting to like feel a way about the whole conversation around being dehumanized. Because can we evolve beyond being humans, or is being human just the top of the food chain? Is that it? We're stopping here, okay? It's the end of the line. I don't know. But the advanced alien species who came here and helped to create us, would they feel like upset for being dehumanized? Like, my thoughts are above most people's pay grade, and y'all not even paying me, so why am I gonna dig into that? Charlie Kirk's passing, the thing that really, really stands out the most for me is seeing MAGA participants. Like, I don't know how I got on this side of TikTok where like I'm seeing posts from MAGAs. I guess it's because I'm not like just dragging Charlie Kirk. Like, I'm not just dragging it. Like, I'm always a person who plays the whole tape on both sides. Like, I have empathy not only for Charlie Kirk, but I also have empathy for the shooter, because the shooter was a 22-year-old. You could say it's a grown man, because we, in American culture, in a capitalist society, the moment you turn 18, the moment you're of legal age, you are responsible. And now they're trying to lower the age where they could try you and treat you as an adult. So it's all about commodifying you. It's not about your frontal lobe, your brain finishing developing. You don't get no grace with that. You are a grown bodied individual. Your brain is developed enough to where we can use you, we can exploit you, we can commodify you. And I have compassion on both sides, because I think the one that ended up ultimately killing him or unaliving him, you're not finna tell me, because you gotta look at the history with all of these young Caucasian males, whether they transition to become women or whether they transition to become men. Like, there's females who transition to become men who've become mass murderers. Like, and they're all Caucasian. They're all young Caucasian, and they have a relationship with patriarchy. Like, there's some grooming that has happened. There's some, and I don't know if it's been some hypnosis. I don't know if they're going to see a special psychiatrist who's hypnotizing them. I don't know if it's MK Ultra. I don't know what it is, but I personally feel like this is the real reason why Roe versus Wade was overturned, so that these Caucasian women's bodies could be hijacked to play host to potential mass murderers to carry out and maintain white supremacy. They're being groomed to depend upon society. They've had their genetics edited through eugenics. They have been bred in a way where they are dependent upon society. I have compassion on both sides of the aisles. You know, I was able, like in this story, I'm able to play the whole tape and see that the person who unalived Charlie Kirk was 22 years old. No telling how hard this child had been programmed from childhood to come to a space of carrying out such an act. No telling how they had been groomed and socialized and sheltered and isolated and programmed. Oh my goodness. Things didn't start to make sense to me until I was close to 30 years old. But I was a complete crash dummy the first part of my 20s. I was being programmed, and I believed everything that the world said. I believed everything. Like, I was so easy to program in my early 20s. So I could definitely sympathize. There's also some empathy for Charlie Kirk's, because in his mind, I'm sure he believed that he was carrying out the good Lord's work. There's some empathy there. Like, you're socialized, you're groomed, you're cultivated to think like this, and the powers that be that want to use you as a pawn in their game, because ultimately Charlie Kirk was a pawn in the game of white supremacy. Maybe a bigger piece, but, you know, they sacrificed a piece on the board in the chess game, and it was for the purpose of maintaining white supremacy. And it's really, you know, brings us back to, I've been watching this series on Netflix, and it's about the gods, the Greek gods. And it's so funny, like in the last season, they were killing off the old gods. They were punishing the old gods because of how bad they've done with the system. And so Coronis was waking back up, and you know, Coronis was really on some eat my own, like I'm gonna eat my children in order to sustain and in order to maintain power. And that's how white supremacy works. White supremacy is a Coronis. White supremacy is Saturn. It will eat its own in order to maintain itself. No questions asked, no issues. And that's why having a conversation about racism is not nuanced enough. It does not play the whole tape. It does not give... A lot of black people don't want to have the conversation in this way. And for me, that is not... that we're not talking about collective healing in this way. And if it's not about collectively healing... Like, if it's not about collectively healing, I love black people. I will always love black people. I'm telling you, like, most of the content that I feed myself, I love our stories. I love our gift for dancing, cooking, laughing, making a horrible situation, finding the humor in it. Like, we are such a dynamic and beautiful people, but I know that there are some deeply rooted biases and grief that a lot of us need to work through in order to collectively heal. And I exist in that space. I exist in the space of doing the work of the prodigal son returning. And the prodigal son is, for me, that is our saltine colored siblings, our lightly colored siblings, like healing that, like awakening those codes, because how you treat the least among you, you know, the most vulnerable among you, You know, and I don't care in this fictitious reality how it looks. I ain't saying we could save all of them, because we can't save all of us. It's not for us to save anyone. It's for us to open the door and create the space for collective healing. And what's going to fall away, going to fall away. It's not going to survive the ether if it's not meant to survive it. It's just not. It's going to burn off. If our intentions are genuinely aligning for the same goal, you always going to be able to tell who is playing dress up and who is really committed. Only way you not gonna be able to tell is if you on some fuck shit yourself. But I know all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And I know that all Caucasians aren't just inherently wicked and mischievous. I do think that there's more of it present in them because of the distortion of this reality, and how they're being cultivated and groomed. But I think that collective healing is still a viable and real thing. I think that we just have to see with this eye and not with these. A man, a woman. Anyway, but really the reason why I made this video was to see MAGA and to see people who subscribe to MAGA talking about Charlie Kirk was assassinated and was unalived, and nobody protested, nobody looted. We're not like people like, are y'all, did y'all forget about the January insurrection? Like, and not even that. Like, why would you loot and riot? Like, black people don't get out in the streets and loot and riot over black on black crime. Cut it out. It is us resisting a system. It's us resisting an institution. Who are you going to loot and riot and rally against when literally the call came from inside the house, boo? The call came from inside the house, fat. Also, be mindful of what y'all feeding AI. Because AI is around here creating profiles and is playing Lukey, the god of mischief, in this damn algorithm. It's going to be a bot that's going to start the war. Just know that. Use this and move accordingly, boo. So I didn't want to make this video too long. I love y'all. Take care of yourself. Be well. Have a beautiful day. I know things are about to get even crazier. As if this was possible. But, you know, we do have a Gemini for a president. And as a Gemini, I want to attest that we going to keep you on your toes. This is definitely a season to learn who you are and to see who you are. I am not a Bible thumper, but lately I'm revisiting my relationship with Christ, being Christed. I definitely believe that all things work together for the good. Keep getting understanding. Keep getting understanding. I love y'all. Layla Nation. Purple ones. Rise.